Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business on this morning's edition of Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys, because you literally cannot sleep on the Dallas Cowboys because things happen late in the evening, late at night, first thing in the morning. So you want to be up to speed with all that is America's team. Guys, it's a beautiful day. The sun actually came out for the first time in forever. It's not raining here in the DMV area. Thoughts and prayers go out to all the people in North Carolina. It's going to be a long-term recovery. And if you can help out, please help out, because it's devastating. People have literally lost everything. And before we get on to our Dallas Cowboys, let me take care of some business real quick. For whatever reason, my channel was shut down. I'll be honest with you, it was devastating for me. I didn't realize how important it was connecting with you guys. There are fans that I have that are like family. And so with that, you know, when you lose something that you care about, you hold it dearer to the heart. So I kind of let people say and do whatever they want on the channel and so on, freedom of speech and stuff like that. But you get to a point where people aren't even being constructive. They're just being an ass to be an ass. We had Booty Hole Guy, you know, and some of the trolls that were in here just saying the same thing over and over again. I've got people that I put up a video about the next 5 games on the schedule, and I said, who has the better schedule? Immediately I get people saying, you're just a clickbaiter. What was there about clickbaiting? Now, I can't honestly tell you who's going to win the division because I don't have a time machine to go forward in time and say that's exactly what's going to happen. But talking about football is speculation. It's opinion. And this channel is about what I think is going to happen and, of course, your comments. But I'll be damned if I'm going to have the channel shut down for a couple of idiots, because there's great people like Pierce, 12-year-old, cerebral palsy, that's a fan of this channel. There's great fans like Miss Jackie that, you know, I've met down in Dallas at games and stuff. There's soldiers across the world that get their news on the Dallas Cowboys from here. And I'm not going to let people who are just here to just start some trash stop the channel from people who really want to be here. So if you think I'm a clickbaiter, if you think I'm only doing this to get views, well, then that's more the reason to block you. If you think I just want your view, it's not about that. If you feel that Joe Boo is bad luck for the Dallas Cowboys since the last 25 years, and he's only been here since 2013, then don't watch. Being here is a choice. You don't have to be here. And if you don't want to be, if you don't like it, don't spoil it for others. That's where I'm standing on that. So I'm sorry if some of you guys are getting bent out of shape because you can't come in and do the stuff that you did before. It's not about me fighting for me. It's me fighting for all of us together, because this is something I love and other people enjoy as well. So with that being said, let's get on to the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys get back to practice after having yesterday off. And the great thing for the Cowboys is we're actually getting some more pieces back. Xavier Woods is going to be able to practice today. You're going to also see Gregory, after the concussion, is going to be back at practice. We don't know what their game status will be, but they're going to be coming back. Deontay Jones is not that far from returning as well. The only major injury that we have right now, of course, is Travis Frederick. And see, that's the great thing about having younger players. We're one of the youngest teams in the NFL. When you're young, and I can attest to this, it's easier to get up in the morning after going through a whole lot of hits. As you get older, you don't recover quite as fast. You only have so many hits in your body that you can take. And when you get older, you break down more. Hence, you look at the Cowboys, one of the younger teams in the NFL, right now is one of the healthier teams. And as you look going forward, we're going to start getting back, you know, David Irving in 2 more games too. So as opposed to other people that are trying to hold on to guys, we got a problem with having too many guys, having to make decisions on who's going to be on that 53-man roster. And one of the things that helped us back in the 90s before there was a salary cap was we had top to bottom guys, you lose a player, you had somebody else ready to plug in. In today's salary cap with free agency, you don't usually have quality people to back up. And that's what you get with youth. The other thing that's great is when you look back at last season, there's a lot of reasons why the Cowboys didn't achieve, but one of the main ones was you didn't get an impact from your rookies. It took a while for those guys to get there. And if you don't get that infusion of youth that's able to play immediately, then it hurts your team because you're going to lose some players. You're going to be expected to count on some of these young guys. Thus far, it's early for us. Quietly, Van Der Esch has got 10 tackles, which is huge. When you think about our linebacking core situation last year when Sean Lee went out and with Jalen Smith on one leg, depth was an issue. When you look at an Antoine Woods who's already got 4 tackles and a sack, you're getting an impact from a guy that you weren't expecting. And we'll see some of the other guys that are going to be coming on, Michael Gallup and hopefully Blake Jarwin and those guys that are going to help your team as well. Because if you don't get that impact from those rookies, you're going to be short coming up. And I'm going to say this one as well. There's so many people out there that keep talking, Dak is just trash, Dak sucks, he's a bust, yada, 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 yada. Okay, let's do this. How about we just wait a little bit, let's say to game 8. If game 8 we are still stuck on 160, 170 yards with Dak Prescott and we're mediocre, I will be the first one to come on here and say Dak sucks. But all I'm going to say is give it some time. You have a completely new set of wide receivers. You have an offensive line that's in flux. And it takes time for that team to develop. And as I always keep trying to tell you, you really don't know what team is what until really about October. The first couple of games are like preseason. It takes time to get into a rhythm. It takes time to get these new parts working together. It takes time to learn the new offense and or defense. And offenses take longer to develop than defenses. Defense is a little more simplistic. So let's give that some time because this time last year, let's think about this. This time last year, you weren't thinking about DeMarcus Lawrence being the second leading sacker since 2016. In fact, most people had written DeMarcus Lawrence and said he's a bust. Coming off a 1-sack season, back surgery, and a PED suspension, nobody, and I mean nobody, thought he would have 16 and a half sacks. You writ him off. You said he sucks. He's a bum. Same thing with Taco last year. Halfway through the season, everybody's saying he's a bust, he's a wasted pick. Why did they take him? And I said, he's young, he's raw, and he needs time in the system. And you look at him now, he's already got a sack, got a tackle for a loss, 4 tackles in the first 2 games. You look at him now and say, he don't look quite like he's a bust. So give these players some time to develop. Sometimes it takes a year, sometimes it takes 2. But there's a lot of things on this offense that have to kind of get back together. Last week we won because Zeke Elliott started running better. We've got a couple of throws downfield. And the offensive line, for the first time since the last Giant game, didn't give up a sack. So give the offense some time. We're in a good position. We've got the Seattle Seahawks that's, I know Seattle is always tough to play, and we've got 4 days, 8 hours, 7 minutes, and 25 seconds before we play them. They're always tough in Seattle. But you got to look at our strength against their weakness right now, and that is our defensive line, which is playing lights out against that Seattle Seahawks offensive line, which right now is almost as bad as the New York Giants. You got a little bit of an advantage right there. And I believe our offense can do enough to take care of their defense, which is definitely in shambles. So you look at that game, and then you've got the Lions, and then you've got the Texans. You got the Jags, it's going to be rough. But then you got the Redskins, and then the Titans. You have the soft part of a schedule coming up. You have a chance to go ahead and try and get some separation. You have a chance to get this offensive stuff together to try and make a run for the second half of the season. And that's where I feel good about the team. I know a lot of you guys wrote off the team back in training camp. The Cowboys suck. You know, we had the commentators there talking about 5-11. That's what they see from the Cowboys. I've been sure fast that I like the youth on this team. When you're young, you're too dumb to be scared. So as always, friends, I want to thank everybody for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. I am off to work, and I will see you guys with any updates on the Dallas Cowboys. I'll see you soon.